What's poppin', everybody? It's your boy SnowyKurama, and I'm here for a post-draft recap of sorts for the PDL Season 4. We did our draft, recording day is Monday, so we did it last night around 7 and 9. And let me tell you what, fam, it was pretty freaking crazy. So I'm gonna go over what I kind of got and what my thoughts are now that I'm looking at my team. And, you know, just here and there, this and that. So if you're hyped for all this PDL goodness, hit that like, hit that subscribe, tickle that bell so you know what I'm doing. And let's get right into the goddamn thing. Okay, so this would be the team. I went ahead and, what was I in the draft order? I want to say part 1 I was 4th, I want to say. Pull that up really quick. Let's look at this right here. Yes, draft order. Here we go. Okay, so part 1 of the draft, which was the 2 from each tier, it looks like I was number 4. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool news. Gonna check. Okay, good. The list is not covering up my stuff. Fantastic. Okay. So I was number 4, as I kept saying, and I figured that I should go ahead and draft Megazard X before it gets taken, because I figured, since nobody else drafted Mew ever, that Zard would probably be taken since people have drafted it before, plus it's a really good Mega, so why TF not? I'm pretty happy that I got it, and pretty lucky that I didn't get stuck with other stuff by choosing Mew first, which you can look at the screen. Mew is on there as well. Steven got to pick twice since he went last, and then it went back up the list because it's a snake draft. So after my 4th, I was, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. For my next OU, which was, as you can see, Mew. So I'm pretty fortunate that my projected picks from there did not get taken. Now UU is where it takes a slight bit of a turn, but it's not a bad turn. It's just not the turn that I was thinking. So I went ahead and got Scizor first over Alamola because, like I said in the last video, I didn't think that I really needed it because Zard isn't that weak to ice. It's like it's neutral, and Mew's not weak to ice at all. So I didn't think I would need that bulky water yet. So I went ahead and picked up the Scizor because I didn't want anyone else to have it because I love this freaking thing, which is really good. It's really good, really good. And next, I decided to pick Primarina. Basically because I didn't want anyone else to get it either. It's a pretty nice water fairy type. Very bulky, very especially offensive. Forgot what it was. 126, which is fan-freaking-tastic. And yeah. I picked that rather than waiting till the final parts of the draft to get it. So that was pretty solid on my part, I think. Next up, I wanted to grab Jolteon, so I did, which was pretty good. After that, I noticed that I didn't have a dark type, but I wasn't about to use my... Actually, no, when I was drafting this, I noticed I didn't have a dark type, and I didn't want to grab Umbreon instead of Jolteon, because I still wanted that electric type of the Volt Switch. That's pretty fast. And I couldn't grab Zeraora because I already went through my UU. Plus, Gage took it, so I picked up my Jolteon just like I wanted. And then next I picked up, which is draft pick number 6, I went ahead and scooped up Nidoqueen because I had a plan for my dark type instead of using that slot where Nidoqueen sits, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But I'm happy I got this thing because I put in so much work into the colors draft and every other draft I had it, with the exception of season 3. I didn't really use it that much and ended up trading it out. But I explained all that in the previous video, so you can go ahead and watch that if you would like for your viewing pleasures. And then I looked at NU, and I needed a fire type because Gage took Arcanine that I was going to use my points for. Which, I mean, I figured somebody would if I didn't. And I couldn't pick Entei because I was all the way up in UU. So I went ahead and drafted Incineroar. This is my replacement for Arcanine. It is also a dark type, so Prankster moves will not affect me. I've got pretty decent defenses, just like I had with Arcanine. 95 HP, 90 defense, 90 special defense, 90s pretty much across the board with a pretty nice 115 attack stat. And 60 is pretty okay in defense, or speed, but this thing won't really be a big attacker. We got the Flare Blitz, we've got, I think we got fighting moves, we don't have close combat of course. Yeah, we got like Brick Break, Cross Chop, Focus Punch, Low Sweep, Super Power. We've also got the U-Turn, which is nice, the Will-O-Wisp, which will be very, very useful. We got the Drain Punch, we have the Earthquake, and we can use our Bugium with the U-Turn if we so please. We also have Leech Life, Knockoff, Nasty Plot if we wanted to run Special, which it doesn't look like we have very many special moves. Besides Focus Blast and our hidden powers, probably your typical other fire moves like Flamethrower and Fire Blast. But we also got Blast Burn, I guess, which we could do. I don't know why we would. Fire Pledge, Heat Wave, Hyper Meme if we wanted to, Overheat Snarl. Could pick Snore if we go with a rest set, I guess. Ability, we'd probably be using Intimidate a lot, although Blaze could be useful if we went ahead and did like a bulky attacker. Do you get Bulk Up? Let's spell that right first. We do get Bulk Up. Do we get Swords? We do get Swords. So this thing could be a setup sweeper that is very bulky, maybe with a Nyapapa Berry or something along those lines. But I think Incineroar will still be a pretty nice option for our team, defensively more so. So that's how it's kind of used, the little bit I saw. And then after this pick, Adam went ahead and scooped up Ambipom, and I didn't think that I would really need a Selgor because I already had a weakness in fire here. So I didn't really want another one, so I went ahead and picked Hariyama because I needed a fighting type. I didn't have one yet. And it's pretty decent, just like Incineroar. It's got some pretty nice defenses, and 144, 60, and 60 are okay, but we've got a beefy 144 HP stat. Plus we got this attack stat as well. What the fuck? Okay, let's zoom that down, why don't we? Is this good? Are we fine? Maybe do it again. Is this what we were? I don't remember. I'm gonna go ahead and make us 90 zoom. That's good for me. 90 zoom. Okay. So, abilities. We got Guts here. We got Sheer Force, Thick Fat. All really good abilities for Hariyama IMO. We've got some nice physical moves. We've got the Bulk Up, Bullet Punch, Brick Break, Cross Chop, Close Combat. We got the Earthquake. We have Heavy Slam because this thing's a big boy. Focus Punch if we wanted to do that. We got Iron Head, Knockoff. We've got the Poison Jab, of course. Thunder Punch if we wanted to. Whirlwind, Fake Out. Do we have any Bugium moves? We do not have any Bugium moves, so this guy will not be a Z Crystal holder, unfortunately. But yeah, I could totally see some awesome sets with this that we could totally use. We have Belly Drum if we wanted to. Attract if we were to play those odds. Doesn't look like we have any recovery, which kind of sucks. Besides, maybe Rest. Yeah, we have Rest, of course. Do we have Sleep Talk? Or do we have... Yeah, it's called Sleep Talk. Yep, so we could Rest, Sleep Talk, like, I don't know what else. Bulk Up, maybe a damaging move, whatever one we wanted to use for that week. And that could be a set we use. We could also use Whirlwind, Beefy Boy, Toxic, you know. Things like that. We might even switch this out later on because I heard Steven say, "Oh, dang it," when I took Hariyama. So depending on his NU picks, we might even be able to snag something good off of him that our team would better be suited for. Who really knows, but I don't really regret it. It's just kind of something I didn't really care to grab. It's just, you know, I needed something and I needed a pick, so Hariyama. Part 2, we did a whole different snake draft where I was number 4 again. I don't know how I managed to pull that off, but I ended up doing so. I swear I was 5th or 3rd, but I guess I was 4th again, whatever. Anyway, so people used this opportunity to snag their megas, which means they used 10 out of their 14 points just right off the bat. I went ahead and noticed that I didn't have a grass type because I think Seth took Cryogonal. So I need, not Cryogonal, that's what I have next. Seth took Delmise. So I needed a grass type, and I needed it now. I decided to look in RU because I didn't see any good NU grass types that weren't already taken. So why not Shaman? We are base 100 across the board. This thing put in a dick ton of work last time. We got natural cure, so we don't give a crap for poison. We are status fodder out here. We cannot be put to sleep by sleep powder. We cannot be leech seeded, but we can leech seed in return. We've got the aromatherapy as well. We have air slash, a giga drain, healing wish, so we can do that Momola stuff. We have the leaf storm, and of course we have our seed flare. It doesn't look like we have any buggium moves. Gonna take a look at that right here, right now. We've got hidden power bug, so this thing will not be using the Z crystal that I have chosen. That was a spoiler. Anyway, we have sub, I guess. Swords Dance if we wanted to do physical. Toxic as well. Tailwind if we wanted to speed ourselves up for some speed control. And I think Shaman will be pretty nice for support, even as a Scarfer or a Specs user with the Seed Flare. Up next, since I wanted a Rapid Spinner to replace Delmise, I went ahead and picked up Cryogonal. Plus, I didn't really have anything else that I wanted to really grab at that point in NU, because I wanted to save my UU for last, for whatever reason. So I picked up Cryogonal. It has pretty big special defense, pretty nice speed too, very frail in the defense position, but that's why we do one of these, or maybe even an Impish, or just don't bring it in on a physical Pokemon. This thing is good for spinning. That's mainly where I have it. Levitate, something around immunity, which Charizard likes. Scizor, Jolteon, Nidoqueen likes that too. And I didn't even remember what its ability was, so that's actually pretty awesome. We also have the Ice Shard, Aurora Veil if that's the way we want to play. Haze is good too. Ice Beam, Knockoff, Magic Coat. We have the screens. Poison Jab if we wanted to. Reflect, Rest, Signal Beam, Toxic. A bunch of good cool stuff. Explosion if that's how we wanted to do. We could do bring this boy in against a slower, then it's maybe even speed crept attack mon, like, you know, physical attack. Maybe even make this thing Scarfed Explosion or something just to get it out of the way. Scarfed Adamant Explosion with, like, I don't know, so no, we can't do Skulk Scarf if we're already scarfed, you fuck. We could do one of these. 184 with Explosion, it's probably not bad. It shouldn't be. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Could be something we do, could be something we don't do. Who really knows? Cryogonal is here, Cryogonal is now. I will learn how to use this thing and get back to you when I figure it the fuck out. But yeah, so that was what we used for our 2 points. I think I did good because ice only resists ice. Stab Ice Beam is amazing. Last but not least, Jonathan kind of convinced me to take Heracross because he said it was good for my team, and I kind of believe him because it seems like he does a lot of draft. And he's been helping out everybody else as well, so I went ahead and picked up Heracross. I know how to use it pretty well. We got the Guts, so we can use our Flame Orb. We have the Moxie Scarf set that I like to use with Mega Horn Close Combat. I want to say we have priority. I'm not sure. We get the Stone Edge, though. Shadow Claw just in case we need it. Pursuit in case we need it. We also, I think, have the Knock. Yep. We could even run Rock Blast and do some rock move things, although we also have Stone Edge, so I don't know why we'd want to do that, but you never know. Swords of Dance just in case we do end up running Guts. This thing has pretty nice attack stat with 125. Its speed is okay in 85, that's why we Scarf it a lot of the times. Our defensive stats are not something to really scoff at, so that's really good too. I think Heracross is pretty awesome for our team, even though I already have this fighting type, but you never know what might happen. I might need Heracross one week, I might need Hariyama the next week. You never know in draft. And last but not least, I know that I already pretty much kind of spoiled the Z crystals, but when it came down to the Z crystals, what we were doing was we went for priority, went to people who did really well in season 3 and then down on the line, and then last we had the Dallas Aerodactyls because they didn't participate in that season, and AG didn't show up, so they're going to pick their team later on, hopefully today and tomorrow maybe. Hopefully this week, please. Anyway, so I was third in this draft because I ended up getting third last season. Gage swiped the Fightium from us. Jonathan picked up the Psychium Z. We went with the Bugium Z as our second choice, as you all know, because we've got Mew that can learn bug moves. We've got Z Scizor here as well. We have the Signal Beam here. I think the Queen gets Signal Beam as well. Does not. She might get a bug move. I'm not really sure. We got U-Turn over here. Nothing there. I'm not sure. And of course, you learn a bug move. So we have Bugium Z with our bug types, with our bug moves. I'm actually Guzma because I'm the only one with the Bugium Z. So take that. Anyway, as far as I'm kind of looking at my picks here, I'm noticing Fire Weakness, Fire Weakness, Fire Weakness. Double Fire Weakness, actually. So we are pretty vulnerable to fire, with our only real defenses of that being Primarina, Charizard kind of, depending on how we run it, and then Incineroar, of course, and then you also have our maybe Guts, maybe Thick Fat, Hariyama, who doesn't give a shit if they're burned or not. So we have Mons that don't like fire, we have Mons that can really deal damage back to it. I really should have drafted Diancie in place of Hariyama, I feel like, because it's a rock type. Its defenses are great, unless your name is Steel type something, which for that we would have, I guess, Steelix, Incineroar as well. You would also have Shaman and Mew, depending on how we run them. Cryogonal wouldn't like it either, but that would be a rock type and a fairy type to couple with Primarina, and I think that would be pretty good. But I think that our team's looking pretty nice this season. Our first round is against Mitch and the MF Houndoom team. We actually did something different this season. We split up into two different divisions, the red division and the blue division. It might be, I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna call them divisions because I have been, without looking at the sheet. We are in the red division, along with, I think, Adam, Steven, Jacob, and then two others. I couldn't tell you. Mitch, and it might be Seth. I think it's Seth. So yeah, us 6 are in the red division. Everybody else is in the blue division. The top, I think, I don't remember how many go to the playoffs, but I think it might be the top 3 teams from each, top 4 teams. I'm not sure. But anyway, you already know your boy's going to make the elite, whatever number it is, because we always do every time. We're even going to make it up to the top of the whole freaking ladder thing, because we want to win this season. I'm pretty hyped for it. I hope I get it. I hope you guys follow the whole rest of the way. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I will include kind of little, I don't know, something will include the rest of the teams and what they picked as well. But as far as the Chicago White Sox are concerned, this be it. And this has been your boy, SnowyKurama. See you in the next video. Goodbye.